I bet you he will ask you to stop taking your morning coffee before you reach to work. He will ask you to stop pizza party before having any Friday nights. It is not about no to everything. It is about saying yes to future yourself before anything else that takes money from your paycheck. Just with a simple rule, you are saving more than $1,000. Once you do this for 3 months, I want you to do one more upgrade in the system. Just do an experiment. Call one of your friends right now and ask him to give you some money saving tips. I bet you he will ask you to stop taking your morning coffee before you reach to work. He will ask you to stop pizza party before having any Friday nights. And they think that cutting things from the life will help them to save more money because we have been taught all the same things from our school days. But if you look at the math and the life of successful people, I 100% consider that saving money, it has nothing to do with cutting the life. It is not about no to everything. It is about saying yes to future yourself before anything else that takes money from your paycheck. That's why I thought of making a one detailed video where I'll be discussing 3 most fundamental pillars of any money saving strategies. Now, I'm not asking you to cut your morning coffee or cut your pizza party. I'll be talking about some psychological mindset shift to some structural changes that will really help you to understand money saving strategies that you can apply in your life, and your life will be so much easier. At the same time, you will be able to save some money too. Before we start this video, let me introduce myself really quickly. My name is Mayur. I live in Canada, work as an engineer, and I make videos on personal finance. And if you think that you are struggling to save your money, you do not want to cut things from your life, I believe this video is for you. So if you are interested, let's start this video. Tell me one thing. Why are you saving this money? For your wealth. So who should be the priority? You should be the priority. You should pay yourself first always before anything comes into your picture. If you observe most of the people, as soon as the salary gets credited in their bank account, they will firstly pay their mortgage, either the rent. They will secondly pay all the credit card bills, and whatever amount will be left, they will survive for the whole month. If you see this strategy, this is always upside down. This is the wrong strategy people are using for. Whenever the salary comes in your account, the first portion should go to for yourself. It should be for yourself itself, especially when you are saving something, because you want to gather a good chunk of money so that you can use it for the next several years. And that's why I want you to open a new bank account. Yeah, you will tell me that you have another 5 accounts, but I don't care. Go to a bank or use any online bank and open any high interest saving account, because I want you to put all the money that you are saving in the high interest saving account so that this money does not lose its value over time because of the inflation. Strictly name this account. Give something name. Like for example, do not touch this account. So whenever you see this account, whenever there is some money in this account, you know that it is not for using this money to do anything else. You are not touching this money until you reach your saving target. If I talk about myself, since I'm in Canada, there are n numbers of banks which provides the high interest saving account. But for example, I'm using an EQ Bank high interest saving account. It gives me around 2.75% interest rate. It is not that great, but I know that I have been parking my emergency fund worth of $48,000, and a portion of that is in this EQ Bank high interest saving account, and that gives me around $50 as an interest every month. I'm not going to build a castle with this money, but at the same time, I am not losing the value of this $30,000 over time because inflation is increasing day by day, and this is the reason I have put this money into high interest saving account. This is how I saved my money for emergency fund, and it has been standing in the high interest saving account. You can do that too. Just do some research in your own country, see which bank is giving you the highest interest rate on your saving account, and open the account. Just rename it as a don't touch account, and that's it. The reason I am asking you to open a new account is that you already have n numbers of account, but you are already using this account to do this normal stuff, whether you are using it to pay your credit card bills, and some accounts you might be getting salary from your employers or from your side gigs. I do not want you to interfere with your saving habits with this account. Once this is done, now wait for the 2 most important days in the month. And these are the days when the salary will be credited in your bank account. If you are in North America, you will be generally get paid weekly, or in general, most of the people will be get paid monthly. But whenever you get paid, it is the most important day in starting your financial career. irrespective of how many days you get paid for, but whenever you get paid are the most important days of your financial journey. As soon as you see the money gets credited in your checking account, I want you to move 5% of this money into that do not touch account that we already opened. If you are not habituated to save much in your life, just begin with 5% and eventually we will move ahead. But you should begin with 5% self-transfer by yourself as soon as you see money in your bank account. So for an example, the on an average salary in Canada is around $25 an hour. If you see it for weekly, you are totally earning $1,000, and let's say if you get paid bi-weekly, it will be $2,000. So even after deducting all the income tax that your employer deducts from your paycheck, let's assume that your bi-weekly paycheck is around $1,300. So 5% of that $1,300, $65 should be moved from your checking account to the do not touch account. Every month, twice a month, that's $130 that you already have saved. And if you calculate this, you are already saving more than $1,500. To be precise, the number will be around $1,560. Now, some people will say that $1,500 is nothing. But dude, you got to understand that you were saying almost nothing. Now, just with a simple example, just with a simple rule, you are saving more than $1,000. Once you do this for 3 months, I want you to do one more upgrade in the system. I want you to set an auto transfer from your checking account to that do not touch account. This will help you to save money even without realizing anything. You won't be even realize that that money has already been credited to your saving account, that do not touch account, without any realization. And then you can use remaining amount to do whatever you wanted to do. But just begin with this 5% rule. And once you are comfortable, raise the bar, move it to the 10%, so that at the end of the year, you will be ending up saving more than $3,000. And this is how the system works. You gotta be habitual to do at least something at a very little rate in the beginning, so that in the future, you can use the same system by doing some modification, structural changes, and you can meet your target in terms of saving the amount. Imagine in your backyard, there are a lot of fruit trees and you want to pick some fruits. What would you grab first? The one that is hanging at a very height or the one that is hanging very low? You tell me the answer. I want you to apply the same principles while you are trying to save some money too. Now remember that there is one system in the background that is already saving a couple of times at least a month for the whole year without even realizing that we already said. The second thing I want you to do is that list down all the bills that you pay at the end of the month. Whether it includes your credit card bills, whether it's phone bill, internet, insurance, gas bills, mortgages, everything. Everything that goes out from your pocket, I want you to write it down. I want you to note down especially those things that goes out from your pocket even before realizing yourself. For example, you have subscribed to the Netflix or the Spotify from the last 6 months and you have hardly used it. Note that down. We are going to do something with those. These are all the fruits that you want to grab at the end of this day. But I want you to pick the low-hanging fruits from these too. Now let's understand this with another type of exercise. As soon as you wake up in your bed, what do? Most of the people, they start their day with a phone. With a phone, you are paying already a bill to a telecom provider. I do not care which telecom provider you are with, but you are paying one bill unnecessarily in this category, and that is the phone bill. Imagine you are paying $60 for a month for the 80 gigabytes of the internet and unlimited telecalling. Now the question is that do you really need that 80 gigabytes while at the same time you have a high-speed internet Wi-Fi router in your house and your workplace is also providing you some internet? Are you really using that 80 gigabytes? I bet you that answer will be no. So at this moment, you should call your telecom provider, see if any lower plan is available. And if it is there, definitely go and subscribe it because you haven't used this 80 gigabyte of internet. This can really save you money. The same goes with your internet plan at your house too. You have 1.5 gigabytes of high-speed internet at your house, but there are only 2 people who are using the internet. Do you really need that high speed of internet? Just do some research based on your number of instruments, based on your number of equipment that needs an internet, and see how much gigabytes of internet you need. I bet you will find something cheaper plan. And It seems like you are saving only $10 monthly, but if you see at a longer perspective, even if you are saving $10, at the end of the year, it's $120. If you are trying to save $10 from your phone bill and from the internet bill, it's another $240 for the whole year. And this goes for the whole life. If you don't do this, you are already paying the high-speed internet fees. You are already paying your phone bills with the unnecessary amount of the gigabytes. Analyze yourself. When did you watch a movie on Netflix last time? When did you use your Spotify last time? I bet you that it would not be more than 1 week for the whole month. You are just using it for the 25% of your time. That shows that those subscriptions are not useful at all. You can really survive without the subscription, especially when you are saving money. I don't think you need this subscription. There are some alternatives. You can watch a movie on, let's say, YouTube too, or ask some of your friends. Anything that you are not using more than 60 to 7%, I would just have one request to you. Shut them down. You don't need them. Now, one thing you need to understand here is that I'm not asking you to cut down anything. If you are not using a stuff, definitely it is meant for the cutting down. But let's say if you are a regular Spotify user, see if there is a cheaper plan available. If you are regular Netflix or Amazon Prime users, see if you can combine these schemes, and if you just need Netflix or if you just need Amazon Prime. I'm just asking you to enjoy all the low-hanging fruits so that at the same time you can save some money and you can have a good taste of the life too. In the earlier part of the video, I already gave you a kind of commitment that I want you to buy everything. But here you need to understand that I want you to buy everything, but with a strategic planning. Now let's understand this with a very simple imaginary illustration. Imagine you are walking on a walkway and some person is having a panic attack. What is the first piece of advice? What is the first thing that you want that person to do? You will ask that person to do deep breathing. You will ask that person to do the breathing exercises. I want you to apply the same principle in your life, especially when you are struggling, when you are living paycheck to paycheck, and you are barely surviving in terms of your financial capabilities. No matter what you want to buy in your life, no matter wherever you are in your financial stage, whenever you want to buy something, I want you to wait at least for a week before you really press that buy button on Amazon, on eBay. Now, I'm not asking you to wait for a week before you go for a grocery shopping. Absolutely not. These are the things that you need for your survival. You cannot live without grocery. You cannot live without food. But some of the non-essential items, like you want to buy a watch, you want to go on a vacation, you want to spend some money on clothes, although you have recently bought clothes a month ago. All this impulsive buying, I want you to wait at least for a week. Now this week will help you to determine whether you really need that stuff or no. Again, I'm clarifying that I'm not asking you to not to buy those stuff. Just wait for a week. See if you really need that stuff, and in that week you might come to a conclusion that you really do not need that stuff. Let me talk about myself. A couple of months ago, I wanted to buy a Fossil watch so much impulsively. Like I really wanted to buy that watch because as soon as I saw that watch, I was so impressed and I was looking to buy for a watch for so long. So as soon as I saw that, I made a note of buying that watch. I did not buy it right away. Grace of God, I am monetarily very much capable to buy that watch, even it does not cost that much. But I wanted to wait for a week. I wanted to apply this principle to do this shopping. And in this week, I just had a couple of thoughts. Do I really need that watch? Now I am having two phones. One is my personal phone, one is the company phone. Both phones shows the perfect time. I was thinking that will that watch add any value to my life? Will it make it easier? The answer was absolutely no. And that's the reason at this moment I haven't bought this watch. Although by the grace of God, I am very much capable to buy that watch. At this moment, the watch is not with me. Like I haven't ordered it yet. In the future, may I buy it or no? I don't know, but I want you to do the same exercise, especially when you are struggling with your financial capabilities, when you are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck. You cannot make a decision very firmly. Just wait for a week, analyze whether you need that product really much or no. Is that product really essential for your life? Is that product really helping your life become easier? Then and there make a decision and go for it. Otherwise, it's a big no. Let's say there is 10 numbers of car available in the market and my most favorite is the Ford F-150. But should I really buy it? Can I really afford it? I don't know. I should be able to do the affordability check before buying anything else. And if the answer is yes, if I really need that product, if that product really make my life easier, then and then with the strategic planning, I should go for it. And for the affordability to check, you should be doing the budgeting, the 50-30-20 rule. I have discussed it about a lot. In fact, I have made a very detailed video about 50-30-20 and like whether you should follow that rule or no, whether that rule is really feasible to follow or not. If you really want to check out that budgeting video, I would leave the link of that video into the description box, as well as you can click over here too. But if we come back to the video, if we talk in general, you should not spend more than, in general, 80% of your money from your paycheck out of any other expenses, because I want you to save at least 20%. If you do not save 20%, it will be much more harder for you to accumulate wealth at a very early age. You will have to work until 60s, or I have seen some people who are still working after the age of 70s too. And just in order to avoid this chaos at the later end of our life, I want you to start saving as soon as possible, and you should begin with at least 20%. If you are earning $4,000 at the end of the month after paying tax, 80% of that means you should not be using more than $3,200 to spend anything else. You should at least save ideally $800. But as I discussed into the video, sometimes it is not possible to save at least 20% too. That's why we are starting to save at least 5%. And like if you are not even able to save 5%, start with 1. Anything that is better for nothing. In the end, I can definitely tell you one thing is that how much you save will ultimately decide your financial future. It is more important than which stock you pick for trading. What is happening with the stock market today? I'm telling you seriously. Whether it is automating that you pay yourself first, or trimming all the low-hanging fruits from your subscription, or just having a breath of 1 week before you buy your hit button, these all three barriers will help you to make tremendous amount of the wealth even before you retire. But I want to hear it from you. Which of these three is very hardest for you to start, or you have any rule number 4? Make sure you comment into the comment box, because I read every comment. Let's start the conversation right now. If you think that this video has helped you to enhance your financial knowledge, at least by this bit, I would really appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel, because this really motivates me to come up with a new idea every week. And until I see you into the next video, save some, invest more, earn more, and repeat this strategy. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.